hello, Just Player and Dimitri. How are we doing? Have arrived. Right. Bit of hangout ladder while we get settled in for a bit of streaming. Nothing major this evening. Just chilling out. Hopefully you're both well. What we find? Germany. So actually some variation at the minute. Nice. A number of things. Out relatively quickly. Okay, so it's burn. Depending on how our loadout goes. Okay, but probably. Hey, Twitzerino. Go. Pushing up. I'll just go base, I think. Press all you like, it doesn't change anything. They wasted counter mode. Oh. That's a little high roll. Answer fairly quickly on credits. A good position if you got it. You can take 3 units off the board. Yeah, you kind of have to. Mm-hmm. Bigger question, can you do it? Okay, I have to load you. That's an easy try. We should be alright. Hey, Karen Rum. Yes, I am indeed live. Okay. So Cass is gone, but we have draw, so it doesn't massively matter. Ooh, shark's good. Move this. This. Reach. Obviously, we're gonna... Sorry, Twitzerino, no giveaways at the moment. I do not have them available. Okay, we're gonna start routing things. Fine. Oh, if I had that to give away, I'd be a very happy man. Not. Okay. Remove this. Don't need to. Yeah. We just have to eat through all of the route. Oh, excellent. I was like, it's always good when you can pick up some good codes. Yes, I was present. It was a good matchup, in fairness. I mean... I just want to bring you in red here. Oh, the Marines, like the burn deck. It's okay. I've had some success on it. It's not oppressively strong. It's good. But it's hard to see it being anywhere near as common and oppressive as Mandos we're kind of looking. So you've got Mikura. We must have a Mikura. Can't pin the match. She's dead. We are in top deck city. Not necessarily entirely though. So 3. You can do 9. There's your 10th. I mean, we can't heal, and we can't remove you. So either we win or we lose. Not a lot we can do. Pins in place. Top decked something that did damage, then we'd have been fine. But this is great maths. Right. Blitz tank. Bismarck, not Bismarck. Tirpitz. There you go. Either they had it or they didn't. Yeah, the burn deck is interesting. I might play some on it. I was playing some tournaments with it earlier on today, just chilling around. Thumbskirt, hello. But yeah, it's alright. It's a more interesting deck to play than some of the heavier order decks at the moment, and at least you can counterplay it on the board. It has a unit you can move. You do need to pack remove. Yes, it's not a cheat. Like most control decks, it is a rich man's list, right? And in this case, I mean, the big cards that. I think we go for board presence after the handy. The earlies and the action. Brett dead. Nope, not trading out the map sheet. Interesting. Kitty Hawk, good. Again with the terrible plagues. For those wondering, it's less of a misplay and more of a motor neuron issue. Working on it, but it's very hard to. It's been more common lately. Oh, is this burn? Okay. That's. Okay. Desperate. You're already firing off. We know you've got plenty of damage. The positioning of my. Or rather, the terrible positioning of my British fighter. Six. If we... Yep. And either they have it, or they top deck it, or they don't. I'd have to get so lucky here. Yeah, he's throwing hard for... Is the burn deck problem. That version. Which is why I prefer the Germany unit presence deck, because it's more consistent. You're going to go burn. The Japan main burn like that is so high roll dependent. Always be in favor of... Very rarely do I find myself sending back at them, because if you can get it out early, the pressure is huge. I mean, yeah, if it's not... You're not in a position where you're going to have any fun playing into a deck, and you're not competing, there's not a lot of reason to play out matches you don't enjoy if you're playing the game for fun. And that's, I think, actually that people could learn to be a bit healthier about. It's different if you're competing, obviously. Play the match, you kind of sort of have to. That's okay, because you're kind of sort of going to wish you had a second one out. Wrong. Ourselves out of a point of damage there. I keep getting the match. That's okay. That's neither here nor there. Grand scheme of things. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I will always remember my misplays. I was rather hoping you'd go for route there. Big hand. So we can maybe pop that contest. Yeah. Look. So 1 point of, well, technically 3 points of damage, but I'd rather be able to stop them over burning the board. This turn and the next turn, when I don't want them to start getting... Oh, I want them to know that I've done it. Categorically not hiding it. And capitulation. Oh, nope. No snap flick. Not sad for you. You gonna play Route 4 times? Ooh, no, you got Comet. Fair enough. That's legit. I'm going to commit. Capitulation becomes more and more likely, and we're still on 20 HQ. Hipper's fine. Tiny bit frustrating, but sure. Sometimes the threat of Ultra is give your opponent a problem. Getting to the point whereby we need to way through, though. But you have right out one. Obviously, and capitulation probably would. I would. Oh, okay. Roads. Yes, it is rather small. That's actually very well played. Got a lot of venting to do for us. Oh, we have to put something up. Starting to look very grim. I run a full set. They are somewhere in the bottom 18 cards. Which is ultimately how we're going to lose this game. Monty. Please, no, it's over. No, we definitely run Regia. And Breda, for that matter. We couldn't find any of our AoE and number 9 commandos to bring things into range. We just couldn't find anything. Which will happen. I assume you mean in the Germany burn deck, so I assume you mean Marines, Tirpitz, and the 1-0, whatever it is, the 1-drop fighter. I mean, they are... Yeah, the bigger the 4-5 job. Yes. Not that I do a lot with that, but yes. Right. So we are very, very willing to start throwing our routes around early, which is suggestive. That yes, if you've got the credits. And if your opponent doesn't have a guard up. And if your opponent doesn't have a countermeasure. But assuming that they go off, you are correct, yeah. They can be... Ooh, lovely. Tasmaze, I will be with you momentarily. But yes, the burn deck does work off the principle that I think I do it. Why? No, not at all. If I wasn't, so if I was competing, one of the reasons I've said this before is I actually like chatting to you guys while playing is half the fun. If I was in any way feeling competitive, I absolutely would stream. I have all the respect in the world for people like Redson, Maudi, J King who do stream, although J King actually do as much as people think, but who do stream a lot of their competitive run. I couldn't do it. I learned that this weekend when I was streaming while I was still in a relatively competitive place. I learned very quickly I can't do that. It's far too tiring. I was utterly exhausted after that stream Saturday. Which is why I have infinite respect for the people who can do it. Oh, I'm top 1,000 consistently, but I'm nowhere near the ladder board, and I'm not going to get there. I don't have the hours. So one of the reasons that I'd gotten to where I had is I had a good week and a good start, and I really wanted to see what it would look like if I ever did want to compete. Because occasionally, I do want to find out. I am that human. Excellent. That's what we want to see. The answer is awful, and I don't want to do it. Much too tiring, much too, like, focused on mental concentration. Way, like, beyond anything I have a desire to do. Okay. Interesting. Even if I could, I'd probably... let's do this. This. Might as well this. But no, I mean, competitively, I'm well past the point at which I would want to. Latin Panzer's annoying. Ow! Necessarily think you'd take that, right? Interesting. Yeah, you have to be absolutely in a place where it's something you feel comfortable doing, and that's very hard. It's going to trade it out, but there's not a lot we can do. And then Dasmaze, I promise you at the end of this game, you will get your best of 5. This is taking an inordinate amount of time. I'm surprised our opponent has been quite as slow as they have in punishing us. Right, so what we need is not you. However, you'll do. But yeah, I've looked at the amount of time and concentration I put into making that run and sustaining it for a week, and I just don't want to do it again. It's just not worth the effort. Can we get out of? No, we sort of have to do it anyway. Very, very sad. We can distract the comet, but now we need Illustrious. Mind. Got all the answers in hand, so it's over. The irony is not lost. You weren't holding. Now you're gonna prance about because you want to comet print. This would have looked very different had they not been holding right greaser. One card played well. Complaining, it's a mouse win. Always let mouse kill you. Give them the chance, because it doesn't happen very often. Oh, really? Oh, come on. That's just mean to the mouse. You've got the backup win if you need it. Right. Tasmaze, shoot me the invitation, my friend. If you're on my friends list, I can't remember your in-game name. So, Firefall. Should you need the ID, it is there. But yeah, I rarely object to being smacked about by a mouse. Because frankly, it doesn't happen often enough. Sad face. But there are Mouse is a very strong into Legions. It's a hugely important pick. You can get it from Blitz Doctrine as well. If you're going to have big boards, it's not just Legions, it's pretty decent into Commandos if you can survive long enough. And any of the bigger board. aggro swings like Soviet hyper aggro, and Sov hyper aggro, which is a thing, as you can tell from the deck list that I'm looking at. It's even pretty decent into the Brewster's deck. That effect has become much more potent than it was initially in people's heads. And I quite like that. I think that's quite cool. Yeah, the Japan Soviet aggro is quite fun to do. I think the Soviet Japan version more fun. Than the Sov aggro version. I don't have a lot of there aren't a lot of decks that I would play outside of friendlies. Um, yeah, I still have failed in my quest. Makes me sad. I was hoping, obviously, I can talk a little bit about it now. But when I saw things like Holm and Rush being added, and a few of the other tools, I was really hoping we might see a good Soviet main deck that isn't Control, because I really wanted to get my Soviet level up to 250, and I want to have the right deck to do it with. And they're okay decks, but they're just not that great. I might have to play around and see what I can come up with, but Sov main is still... Soviet is still better as an ally unless you're playing Control, and Control, honestly, Germany and Britain are doing it better at the minute. My other levels are mostly equal, except obviously this one, I'm British, do me. Hop on ladder for a bit and let Daz get back to us. Let's actually take this out. Since Aaron Rum was talking about this deck, and I enjoy playing it, and talking it through might be interesting for people, because you might learn a bit about not only how to play it, but how to play against it. So, the only time I was playing Commandos, seriously, was back before Commandos was good, because I enjoyed playing the meme version of it for funsies. Most of this is because I am an admitted... I love playing air decks. So we want to keep Marines. Reich research into Germany's probably not that necessary, and we definitely don't want either of those. We always want to keep Volksgrad, because what we're trying to do... I can put this down and lives. I actually enjoy playing into it too, because you can counter it, which is a big thing for me. I don't mind any deck that you can counter by playing well into it. I object to decks like Commandos that build up a big pile of resource that then just obliterates you for funsies. I also like playing this deck because you really have to think to play it well. That's a good sign, though. That suggests that our opponent is really, really not in a good place. And we are very definitely in a place. So turn 4 becomes turn 6. And we need it to be turn 5 or turn 6 on the deck for the deck to function. Which is why we're pushing up the Sasebo, because the Sasebo is an extra 2 points of damage. So, if you have the hand at the right time, Now, we don't have a Mikura target, which is a problem. However, our opponent isn't really doing much. So, oddly, we're just going to take the damage. We're going to wait until there's something. It's wasteful. We need to proc the pin. So again, getting too aggressive with this deck will lose you, especially if that happens fastly. Because now we can Marine Division, pin this. Oh no! It's a countermeasure. What will we ever do? We can also go fishing with Arado. Should we need to, but mostly I just want the extra ping. Because our opponent now has to find an answer from hand. Good answer. However, deck is not a one-trick pony. We can afford to draw. That doesn't. This does. Important thing to note about Jagdpanzer. Only costs 3. And our opponent is now dead on board. And 1 credit off being able to, in any way, shape, or form, capitulate. Sure. Shuffle, Volksgren draw, that's fine. Ooh! Oh, that had to hurt. Handing us credits. So, on a second. 4, 5. Yeah, we can do it. We don't even need Volksgren. So, Gifu 4. In 5. Swing 6. Down 2 up would take us 7 to 3 to 4, so we can't do it that way around. So we Gifu in double swing. All of this to make sure that our opponent is on exactly 4. Because I've Comet. Now, if you play this deck too quickly, Dazmaze, by the way, if you're in chat and you're ready at any point, just let me know. I have not forgotten the existence of your challenge. This is one of those decks where it will only work if you know how it works and play it well. Don't know how to play it well, you will lose a lot. Which is one of the reasons I like it. Decks that make you think, interesting. Decks that more or less play themselves. For me, personally, less fun. Now, that's not to say they're not fun. But we don't. Sobo is not as good at having the FW. This card is cracked, by the way. Very, very strong. It's a very good body. We don't need to pin the Colm. As the most that's going to happen is they're going to buff and trade. And then we can pin it later. This was just going to happen, pin or otherwise. Haven't buffed it, not going to worry. Yeah, you need to measure to a degree as well. I think we do this. The reason we do this is I'd love to encourage our opponent to have to trade very inefficient. Oh, okay. Right then. Ah. So you can remove 3 damage and still pin 6 damage, which we're just do. Because shock. He did not trade inefficiently. He got very aggressive, which was a decent high roll strat, to be fair. It might actually work out for him, as we have limited resources with which to counter this. Don't die. Turpit doesn't do enough damage. We might be dead on board. This is definitely happening. Still got it. Or right. Unfortunately, our opponent only has to be able to. So our opponent did the thing, which I'm impressed by. They read their hand. So again, you can play around this deck. It's not invincible, invulnerable. It's you will get close matches like that. It is. I think it's just because it can't keep up with a lot of what's floating around in the meta at the moment and has some weaknesses. Hey, Forlorn. It's got some significant weaknesses. I just did I give up on air? No. What I did is I learned that I am not prepared to put the mental effort to keep top 100. I kept an eye on the hours and how tired I was getting. And so I'd rather just play some interesting different decks for variation and stream. Unless I'm going to compete, at which point I'd stop streaming until the end of a tournament. Which would be really crap for you guys. I don't want to keep you. Kinda don't want 2 of you in hand, but that's okay. Right then. That's fine. Oh, good grief. Sometimes maths hates you. So, the odds of this happening fairly microscopic. When it happens, really not good. We are unlikely to survive to turn 5. But we will try. There is. Now they're going to feed the crossfire, which makes me very happy. Oh, okay. Hang on. So no, it. Oh yes, please. Nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. I like it. I like it a lot. I am approved. That's a pin. Oh, I don't mind it so much. Hey, cool. Kill you. Bounce you back to hand. I mean, I've got a button to turn it off if it tilts me, and therefore it's a me issue, not a them issue. But that's a personal opinion. What? Oh, okay. Thing. Like, I fully get that people find it tilting. Okay. Yeah, like, if I got triggered by it, I'd turn it off. It is interesting, but then there's, oh, I can't remember where I posted it. It was talking with Red Sun about something. It's somewhere in off topic. We were talking about this, and I posted something about digital disassociation, which is a actually measured phenomenon about human behavior change when we feel we have screen anonymity, which is one of the reasons that my screen name is my actual name. Prevent myself from ever feeling protected, if that makes sense. And that is also possible. I routinely do come across people who like message afterwards decided that they've played games. I mean, because you can get in touch with me any way you want to. Also, though, I will say I do wish they would allow us to anonymize in tournaments. I shouldn't, but I find it very frustrating that I will queue up for an Iron tournament and I will just watch players cycle out as soon as they see my name, and then cycle. The same player will cycle back in a few minutes later. I'm not that good. I'm really not that good. I don't compete anymore. Not saying I was never that good, but I'm not that good. Have it. But yeah, I'm glad you got special crate. That's a positive thing. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's fine. It's just Zukov doing Zukov things. I'll put this down. We just eat the damage. Yeah, we just eat the damage. We're not going to win or lose based on that. We're going to win or lose based on what we draw over the next couple of plays. Guard's going to make absolutely no difference. No, if you know the deck. Oh, no, I don't get it. Why would you not? So, note to chat, you have a 2/4 body that is much less valuable to you. Why would you, anyway, not just protect that? But, okay. Bye. Right, the game actually begins now. Sure. Solid extended barrage. That was pretty cool. So, interpret. Bowl for the high roll? We can bowl with more credit. I think we're gonna win this. Probably not. Rado's free. Argue second. Pressure. Have to use this. See if we can draw anything useful. Can't. No, we have. Haven't made any difference. I win. Dig the sequence as efficiently as we can. No, I can assure you it is. It's just matchmaking. It happens. Turns out content creation quite time consuming. I need to get back to making videos when I can get some peace in my life. But on average, at least I don't know what Core's experience is, but on average, like 3 hours of gameplay to get an hour or so's worth of deep footage. Then twice that, another 3 hours of editing. So what, 6 to 7 hours to edit a video and then upload time. Dude, you fine. I love other content creators and I wish them to be advertised as much as is humanly possible. Yeah. I am eternally grateful for some of the stuff that I do have access to. But most of that comes from doing some work for I'm very open about the fact that I do work for 1939 and have done. I've been paid for work for 1939 and I've been given I got the new board was given to me as a thank you for the work that I did with writing some of the bits and bats of background history, I guess you'd call it, for the cards for the expansion. So they gave me the board as a nothing I asked for. It's just nice of them to do, and we are advantaged as internal testers that we are given access to the pre-order. But yeah, content creation is definitely on my list of things to do. But I also need to be in a place where there's like something interesting to make. I mean, nobody wants to see me make a video on Brititalier, for example. I've played it on stream often enough, and people know how the game works. Who on earth is going to watch it? You need to do something interesting. Well, that was just not acceptable. So, we don't have an aircraft in hand. We do have fair credit. So, none of that nonsense. That nonsense. Yeah, there's definitely some of that. This is a difficult meta to right now because, let's be honest, it hasn't even settled as a meta. It's very difficult right now. This. Then we top deck Bismarck for an obscene amount of damage. Digging for suppression, I assume. Notwithstanding that Commandos is really, really negatively impacting a lot of newer players, I'd say things could be a lot worse at them. Yeah. Do we even bother Volksgrunning? I don't think we do. Because do this. Intel is probably stronger in the long suit. Yeah. Legion's Intel, however you put it. Now, there's a deck I could do a video on, but I think I already did. Commandos is too high roll to be. I will say this. I cannot speak of the data, but I am aware of what Commando's overall win rate looks like. It's really not that impressive. The issue with Commandos is not the win rate. The issue with Commandos is the popularity. Hey, Dimitri. What's my opinion on Japan-Soviet aggro? It's a good deck. We'll play some if you like. I've got... So this is my list. There are variations out there. I'll post this in chat in a second. Yeah, I agree, and I am on record. I have made my opinions clear on the impact that the deck has on players when they communicate with me. Because that's part of my job in internal testing, is to talk about that. As I say, the win rate isn't really the issue. This is a decent deck. Is it super strong? I think it's probably aggro levels of consistency good. Naval Burn is pretty decent into because all of that pin can be really, really handy if you're going into legions. Japan. I've played around with Japan, Germany, Burn. So if you want to send a list at some point, please do. Because it's an elite, and it's a very niche elite and really easy to remove. It's really quite easy to suppress or remove. Is the main reason we don't want to fail. We do want calm. We probably don't really want 10th recon, good as it looks on paper. Yeah, I think it. I would argue that I think it probably you're probably right. I think it probably does play better, smoother fashion. I'm just not sure it's as effective, but both are decent. And his huge desperate metas is he's 10th recon. Card. We might as well just remove this because we can. Would have been nice to have had the credits to put scouting party down at the same time, but as it is, there we go. They can't answer our front line; they're just done. As I say, it's desperate measures is unbelievable. I don't think I still stand by my statement that I think it's an incredibly good consistent card, not a broken card. I think it's about right for an elite. He's just a very good elite. Elites have to have that one time or repeated impact to make them worth running a single copy. I think if Core's still hanging around, I have a feeling that our old Magic the Gathering heads are going to say that if any card that you're only running a limited, like a 1 in 39 chance of drawing a deck, better be absolutely chuffing amazing. Because that's really, really weak. Those odds are not good. You can trade the com, so I would rather burn your shock against this. I mean, Bomber Mafia is also way more conditional, but you can't really compare them because one of them's they're not actually going to rush. What are opponents doing? Going to be the other way around. I saw the Doctor and was wondering if it's Leo, but Leo just goes by Dr. Leo nowadays. And so he should. Right. So, yeah. This. And we... This. Do what we did. Ideal. Card evaluation in cards with the rarity system, deck distribution, and the sheer number of decks is really, really hard. This is bizarre. See, I've not played around with the 1-2-3s thing. I really should at some point put together one of the 2-3s decks just to play around with it for so yeah, cause then we can hit this. Yeah, 100%, Dimitri. We can have a match after this game if you want to make sure you've got me added in game. I'm super chill this evening. I'm not, as I say, I had my moment of toying with the idea of do I actually want to start to get interesting. So, throw it out here. Yeah. We are in danger. But if they had it, we'd have been cleared long ago. Play an order. Go on. I love that this happened. It's insane that Shibata procs for doing that is utterly insane. Don't see it very often, which is why I wanted to do it for Shiggle. It's madness. It's absolutely nuts. But yes, it does. 4 damage. They get 5. Yeah, I'm fine with that. This should prove thoroughly hilarious. Because you really don't want to play orders. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I imagine, by the way, you've got a lot of orders in hand. Such a satisfying moment. This specific deck is just dead in the water into that combo. Doesn't come up very often, but you're just done. Because it's hard counter. It's not designed to be, it just hard counters. There we go. Dimitri, please feel free to send me an invite if you're not already on my friends list. And yeah, anything in particular you do not want to play against, I try very, very hard not to like throw in meta decks unless people actually want to play against them. I have some off meta stuff too. If you obviously, I'm not going to play Pew Pew against you. That's a test deck, and yes, it is exactly what you think. Cool. Go home first, then. Might run a few. Go home first. Desperate Measures and probably the best crafts you're gonna get for Japan. Really, really good. Don't underestimate. Ooh. Ooh, how spicy are we feeling? Oh, man, I'm feeling very spicy, chat. Oh, cool. Yep, I would agree with that. Soul of Old Japan used that way is not a terrible idea at all. Soul of Old Japan, those proxy elites can be really useful when you're on a limited collection. I wonder, is anyone interested in seeing me do a like? Should we just do another new player run, like start a new account and time? Is that interesting, or has it kind of been done to death? Oh, I hate it when that. Fair dues, it's random chance. Ugh, so annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Would it be interesting for me to do that again? It has been in the past, but it's. Oh, that'd be cool. We could do that. Do a Discord thing, call out for it, and then. could be fun. Yeah, I think... Oh, that was a fun game, by the way, for the 5 seconds that I was able to play it before it died. I'm a big Elder Scrolls lore and game nerd, so I obviously picked up the card game just in time for it to die. It's just when I was getting back into the... But yeah, I've already got at least one video in the tank that we were doing for a hold. Yeah, so this takes you push this. Have a cup of tea. We are slightly badly positioned, but we can live with that. But yeah, I might do some more budget stuff, do another new player run to see if budget's even viable anymore. Definitely good to do some chat driven / Discord driven deck analysis. Please let me top deck a Shark or an Albacore. Yeah, just little bits and pieces will be good. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this the really clunky way, and I don't like. Oh, clunky! You're at 6. Clearing regardless. Ugh. Top decking all the answers. Not amused. Fine. I'm gonna have to come off the back line and earn it. Because you're hanging about trying to get buffs for your smokescreen. I know you are. Really? Come on, Dimitri. I know what you're trying to do, but come on, damn it. It's literally top decking every answer. I love it. Oh, if you've ever wondered whether draw can help you, it really can. This has been played really, really well from every card that's out there, and there's nothing we can do to answer it. And again, I am a good pilot on this deck. I do not deny it for a moment. But that's just bonkers. Oh, now we get a shark. Now we get... Is it boat? That can't be a last destroyed unit. It is last. Oh, you've got 14. No, you've got 15. GG's. I thought, yeah, that's interesting. I've not seen the bug list. Like, oh, Dimitri. Oh. Unless mine are wrong, that will no doubt tell me. Alright, okay. I've not played enough of it. Because I think it's quite clunky and expensive for what it does. Whereas I have used Honorific. That's interesting. Okay. GG's, by the way. I honestly, Twitzerino, given some of the stuff that was going on in the background, a bug like that it's a miracle we haven't seen more of them. There were some serious issues people had to deal with that were completely out of the programming team's control. Um, I know they had a very, very busy time in the build up to launch. Also, folks, go because I like promoting other content creators. Also, do not if you have not already, you need to watch J King's latest. If you're interested at all in the history of this and competitive events and stuff, he's really interesting. I was absolutely fascinated. Uh, that's the kind of content that I like to see because it's just interesting stuff. I know he's been cooking it for a while, and it was really interesting to watch and listen to that part of history. It's not talked about very often. It happens in honestly every card game I've ever played. Um, Interested in card gaming history. At some point, if you're ever back in the UK, come round, catch me for a drink. We can do some beers, and I can talk to you about Magic: The Gathering before it was even remotely popular. I could bore you to death. Yeah, I think this. I think. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Fine. Fine here. How are you? Volks. Do we bounce? Is that terrible? No, because it does cause you credit loss. I'm going to slow you down right now. Ugh. Oh. Well, okay. I'm going to run one more because I want to test the other end of this, but good game. Right. Apparently, I'm going too slowly. So, do one more. Let's try something a little quicker. Uh, by the way, can I get whatever you've been consuming that is giving you those draws? Because your hands have been immense. I mean, the deck's good, but those hands have been immense. Obviously, it makes no odds if you don't know how to play it, but still. I want to see you. Colossally, you kind of have the two. Recon's good. Argument. Solid. I don't know. You've got calm, so you get the opposite. Spicy. Nice. That. Get lucky. And we get lucky. Wow. Right then. Desperate measures. It's good video if you're interested in it. It's also fascinating to see the history and the complication of evolving how you deal with cheating in any video game. I absolutely breaks my brain level to which it's this, and actually this. So this. 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 Who was it that said to me I should do audio? My voice would be the kind that you sleep to. That amused me greatly. Really? One specific thing. One specific thing, which is the sharing of that. I think J. King did an excellent job about being very clear about the culture there, and the fact that that is something that honestly needs to be addressed by 1939. In the way that it's communicated to that community. It's really, really interesting that it is indeed seen as relatively normal share decks. Right, come on, Shibata, you're winning this battle on your own. But yes, that one specific issue. It's a very weird one. Yeah, absolutely. It is, and again, J. King was very honest about the fact. So I say that is safe. There are and have been fires. He's hit. With the intent of China's commit, but it is not. Historically, it's not gone well. Which is sad. Oh, this is so close. I really don't know if we can win this. I'm quite surprised we've survived as long as we have. And the heavier weight units are going to become very important. So thing. I But you name underscore forever, yeah, absolutely. There is a lot more. And it is difficult because communication. I'm sad by it. I would love to see us have much more communication between the Chinese and Western community. At the moment, I'm fortunate enough that I get to chat with Andy It Moves on a regular basis, but it is very, very difficult. Don't want that. So do this and hope. We lose horribly. That was well played. That was very close. Uncertain of happening. I like a good friendly. Yeah, as I say, Kalen, it has been tried. I can't talk about all of the details, but it has been tried. You're very welcome. It has definitely been. There are and are ongoing attempts to build connection with the Chinese community, but it is harder than you think when it comes to international communities, but also then the weird space on restricted data transfer between it. China is a very, if you're a Chinese viewer, I preface this with I have friends who are Chinese. China is a very weird space to interact with on any kind of professional level. Because it's so different than interacting with almost anywhere else in the world, with a couple of exceptions. Sure. Lovely. I will certainly take a look. If you can drop it, make sure you drop it to me. I've got it in messages, but drop it to me via Discord as well. That would be much appreciated. And thank you for the games. Because my in-game client is occasionally really bad with me. Okay, so it's this. Fine. A popular it. I sort of get. I think it's more popular than it needs to be. But we know we're in Legions, or at least we should be. Otherwise, I don't see any reason to play it at all. Which does make it interesting to me. Raiders. Yeah, it's, to be fair, it is useful for the same reason that Sendai. I don't like Intel. This is a weird mishmash. You do literally 2 to everything. Does clear the front line. Or you do 1 to everything thing and then leave the clear later, which I think is better play. Yes, it gets you, since you're not playing Poland. I'm slightly less scared about getting draw. Yes, you need to put it onto something else and then crop the code out. It is a laborious process. I have asked a couple of times whether we can do something about changing that. Yeah, this is a weird self-damage list, but I'm kind of glad they played into this. So the question here is, do I want to take the Shibata down? The answer is, yeah, I really kind of. Thank you kindly, that's awesome. Take care, my friend. Okay. I am delighted for you to take earth-shatteringly inefficient turns. Feel free to do more of them. Oh God, don't trust Reddit. The person to ask, weirdly, is Innocent Bubbles. He's got. You ask on the forum somewhere. I know Bubbles has actually done the maths on it, at least to a degree. This goes here. This. Draw. Pass. Good. Amazing, but good. And then I'm gonna hit the Braider anyway. I'd rather you let you pick. Put it. But yeah, you'd have to. If you ask, the maths has been done, and I think is still reasonably accurate. I know. Bubbles spent an inordinate amount of time, trying to figure it out. So we need to do this. Also need to do this. Moss. This is 3 to operate. Shark is 4, 5. This. Move the value engine. Move the guard. Oh, I see. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. Hien's hien. We don't run a guard. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Generally drunk. Yep, absolutely where you want to be putting your trust. 100%. I stand by that. That's 100% where you. In tournament farming is. I mean, it depends on whether you consider the. After, if anyone remembers the prize pool, you can tell me more. But I think the strongest prize pool is in a tournament where you are going to get potentially absolutely brutalized on a regular basis. Because iron tournaments really are not for people to casually play. Okay. I've not. Well. Blitz tournaments, yeah, you could do. Farm them. Ah, fair. If you got work, that's different. Obviously. This is discard. just absolutely don't quite know what to do. Ooh, okay. Can't do you yet. Can do. I mean, also, you know, I'm not the person to talk to. The battle pass, I do think that the battle pass is probably one of the most worthwhile things you can get in the game. Yeah. So I need an extra 2 credits to target it, but frankly, have them. Or hey, Redson, how doing? Blew up my shaft. We've been jumping around this evening. I've long since I realised I was right the first time. I have literally no desire to or even try to stay upper end on ladder. Nil interest whatsoever. Yeah, again, if you're not playing enough games, totally not. It's only worth it if you're playing enough games. Yeah, if you're playing regularly, it's worth it. I actually 100% agree with you and have said so in videos before. It's all about the value proposition to you as an individual player. I mean, we're still top 1,000, to be fair, Sonny, but I've given up. I notice you're still climbing, so I'm curious, by the way, as to what you found to be a consistent deck, if you're in the mood to share. I've been bouncing around between a few decks at the moment. This is home comfort for me. This is comfort food for a bear. This is like my comfort. Oh, I'll send you my list in a bit. I'll be interested to see your thoughts on. We were playing this on stream because Karen Ram asked about it not that long ago because I actually really enjoy it. Mine's the kind of the naval burn marines thing. It's a nice thinky kind of a list. Shaggy. I don't really. Drop Gifford. I'm fascinated now. That's a spicy shout. Can sort of see why you'd. Oh, it's Brewster's. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've really liked G2. Now I am interested to trade thought. Oh, be a chap and commit more to the board than that. Gonna lie. Oh, let's go. Bring out the big wing of Brewsters with buff. You know you want to. Enigma's interesting, actually. That's interesting. Yeah. I might chat to you at some point about lists. I do think it's an interesting direction to go. Marines is really, really good if you play it well. Okay. It's not really exactly what I wanted, but I'll take it. Ow, okay. That's rough. Bit for tempo. I think we actually... I don't believe I'm doing this. I think we actually do. That's fair. Not home yet. Oh no, we might be home. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, that was a big jump. In that zone again. Oh, I got a wild card. Right. What was I actually? Yeah, so I'll want it for those wishing to pair. I'll throw my list out as well, so we can. Mostly for Red Sun, but for anyone who wants it, this is my version. Why have you done that? No! I did not copy that. Ugh. Sorry, chat. Good grief. Much better. We'll tidy up later. Meanwhile, can I said. Oh. Off. Okay. At some point, I'll actually have to figure out what's going on with that. Ooh, Turpits is... We like Turpits. Meanwhile, we shall... Anything. Gold card. You gold card, chat. I did not notice. I'm going to answer your question, Forlorn. I just have to put it through the NDA filters. I think the biggest thing that surprised me is how willing the devs are to be experimental with throwing really wild new mechanics around. I can say that safely. With iterating on quite wild ideas to see whether they work, that then tend to lead to things like the shuffle. The shuffle mechanic is a good example of this. I'm hopeful at some point. I've been chatting with Kelly for a while, that I might get permission to break the fourth wall a little tiny bit. About internal testing, but in a very carefully edited and pre-formatted video. No guarantees, but I am giving it a go because I think it'd be interesting. But yeah, the new shuffle stuff, one of the reasons I like it is that testing it was fun. But I think, yeah, the willingness of the devs to really throw some random ideas out there to see what new idea, and then find out how to make that mechanic work with a theme in game, was kind of what I was mostly expecting. Because this game has, as I've mentioned before, a lot of cards that the way they play and the way they engage together actually are surprisingly good fits for their actual real world theme and counterpart. And I wondered whether that would be quite design stifling, and it's really not, which is kind of cool, and it did surprise me. But also, really interesting question, which reminds me I really should get Neil to do another AMA at some point, because that was fun to do. Doing an AMA was really cool. I enjoyed that. Right, let's have a look at some deck. I'm gonna grab this, then probably gonna take it for a run, and Sonny can watch me play his deck. Because that's what's gonna happen here, because it's gonna be a deck I don't know, but I'm really interested. Let's have a look. Buzz Bomb! I tried Buzz Bomb for a bit and then decided I wasn't a big fan of it. Same with Kriegsmarine. I'm intrigued. Only one Crossfire. You spicy, spicy man. 4 suppression and 1 Crossfire. You're a spicy, spicy human. Oop, Burning Sun. The deck has now been renamed. Spicy. I like this. All right. Fun. First of all, card back. Burning. That's a very different deck. Oh, I love chatting to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Today has been brutal. Very tiring. I had to spend some time. I'm gonna have a look and see, and I'm not changing anything until I've had a chance to play around with it. But yeah, today was brutal. I had a very long meeting with my social worker and a surveyor for the charitable foundation that provides my housing today, about very complicated, very expensive changes that need to be made to my house, which are going to involve lots of rewiring and external works and complication and funding and stuff that we never thought was going to be necessary, because it was never expected that I'd be living on my own. So just chilling out with you guys has been a real tonic today. And that's kind of priceless. I just kind of want you guys to know that you do make a difference in a way that maybe you don't realize. Life is not easy, and having you guys around, honestly, does make a real difference. Greetings. This, then we do this. Yeah, this is I do not run this. I have found it, but I'm interested to see if I am proven wrong, as quite often happens. But I do not run this because I really find this card terribly clunky. Like, if it was British or in Japan, there'd be a really interesting pin deck out there. Well, interesting might not be the word. There'd be a pin deck out there that would be interesting to play around with. Because this would be great if you had lots and lots of pin. But is otherwise quite indifferent for my money. We burn a suppression just for draw to get to our tools. I think we do. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. I want to burn Hippen. So this has to go. This has to go. Butter down. There's always that, but we knew that was going to happen. Kind of surprised our opponent was willing to burn their capitulation quite so early. This has not got smoke. Might be able to force the... Nothing else. But yeah, it is not... Well, that's not happening. Sort of wish we had an air unit. But at the same time, sort of fine that we don't. Let's see. Bring me Enigma. Ugh. Rot row. Badge. Oh dear. I can see it working definitely alongside Turpits. A really good turn. This is so bad, but we can just top deck a win. So we're gonna try. Had to hit the hipper. Now we can't top deck a win. Ooh, Alpenfechten. Alpenfecht bollocks. I mean, you are absolutely painting through your deck, but unfortunately we have no presence to counter you with. Yes, you turned my production into a production. Oh, Sonny, I'm so sorry. I am not doing your deck any justice whatsoever. Not putting anything down. It's so bad. We're just doomed. Nope, we're dead. This is unavoidable. Alright, so as much as I love Sunny to pieces, we're off to make a couple of minor changes. I quite like the core of this, but Alpenfestung has gone from being an absolute meme and largely useless to becoming kind of a staple. I just want a second to got the 189s, which are actually, honestly, sometimes good enough raw for themselves. I like the Kurumi. Probably another Crossfire for me. I actually like the conscious choice to dial back on the healing. When you think about one of the things that Kriegsmarine, I don't know, but I'm keeping it because I do kind of like the idea of seeing it played. I do wish that there was a deck that it would actually be better worked around, but no, I think the thing I would say, yeah, I'm safe to say this because I'm not talking about anything that's confidential. Sorry, having a moment. The thing I would say is consider what the meta would look like if the good healing card had stayed in the game and the expansion as it is had come out. And think about some of the things that, say, Britain Commandos would be doing even on top of what it's doing now. As just one example. And how good Britain Control could be. Yeah, Alpenfestung is really, really good at the minute. Absolutely no doubt at all that right now it is a clutch card at times. This is we're just beating them to death with Gabata, which is fishing. Have what we want. Good. And begin the actual work of the deck. That's absolutely fine. Feel free. By in fact all means. Right then. This. This could be fun. This could be I'm just saying, this could be a very fun turn 7. If we so wish it to be. Do we? I mean, they 7 damage they're threatening. Do we just go hard? Or do we... Well, we don't have the other option. 3... No, 3 plus... Oh, no, we do. So 1, 2, 3... Yeah, because we can trade to bring it down to... do this. That takes that down. That takes that down. Then takes this down. Pretty solid. Fair, could have gone the other way around. Yeah, Sonny might again have a. It just depends on how much our opponent is about to fill their hand, though. We're about to we get Kriegsfright for 9 now. Interesting. Sure. Top deck Bismarck? Or Tirpitz? Either would be good. Flip that! I'm psychic. Oh, okay. No. No, they can't be countering that. Oh, that was painful. Oh, if my opponent watches this back, I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay. It's from the top rope. Ah, fellow wrestling enjoyer. Okay, that was fun. Somehow I'm now kind of imagining, like, Macho Man Randy Savage, but on, like, a boat. But I'm aging myself, because Red Sun's like all RKO and so modern. So young and cute in comparison to younger and better looking and more relevant. I could, but I try not to be that human. I work fairly hard to not be that human. So does Bismarck. They both have currently got a very delayed. Yeah, I checked. Even though I like Smash, don't matter. Like that. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Like, they don't want hyper consistent burn decks to just be a thing, because that's unfun. Legitimate. Exercise in. Oh, good. So there's going to be an exercise in hand management. But yeah, there are certain things that, like, conversations like this do happen in internal testing. Well, where we will, yeah, I got that you meant dislike the. I don't want over consistent, but you want it consistent enough. It's the balance. There are conversations do happen in internal testing where we're like, just how good do we really want X deck to potentially be, and is that in any way healthy? On 8, right? This could get very filthy. But the problem is, if this is Commandos, they don't actually have a lot of good targets for us to hit, so we're actually going to have to suboptimally Mikura ourselves, which I'd prefer not to do, but I'll do it if I have to. Since you've suppressed me, I might as well. It is just part of where the meta is. Mid-range decks are better than, or will, in my opinion, be better than people think they are once the dust settles. There is a reason that I still have my US France mid-range deck safely. Digging so hard. Oh, come on, do something interesting, or suboptimal, or at all, really. Because there are some good mid-range decks out there that will definitely get you to Field Marshal. Again, it depends on what you're aiming for. There are some great decks out there that will definitely get you to Field Marshal. Oh, this is going to hurt. You're very much not going to enjoy next turn. is just watching commandos stall. Please let us top deck Kriegsmarine. Pretty please? A little bit of sugar on top. I would so love to hit this hand with Kriegsmarine. It's unhealthy how much I want to hit this hand with Kriegsmarine. No. Okay, fine. You. Off this back. Bit of draw denial. Yeah, Germany's mid-range shell is so strong that it makes me not want to use it, if that makes sense. France, I think, is a very good mid-range ally. Massively underrated. You can watch so many videos of me talking about why I think that's the case. Oh, this is just tedious. Get on with it. Done. Start suppressing ye. Oh, pretty, please tell me you don't have a cup of tea. I would yuck myself up in a minute if you don't have a copy of Cup of Tea in hand. Oh god, you don't. So annoying. And this is the issue. That turn is the issue. And that's ramp. If the deck didn't have ramp, couldn't do it. Like, I know all of the issues with commandos this, commandos that. Play any other commando deck, can't get turns like that. Credit sheet, really strong. Any kind of economy blur in a card game is on the back to do I do the 7 deadly sins of design video. I think that might be one of the next videos I sit and record when my house is settled and I feel like I can concentrate. Will be the deadly sins of thing. Could have suppressed the Rangers, but I was given that they had dead hands, I didn't think they'd draw into them. Would have been a better play, not gonna lie. Not. Wow. Totally happy to. Honestly, if you're gonna burn her out on that. Right. Putting this down for the ping because get started. With Kurumi over it, it does become better. Counter. So we don't want to play into the potential countermeasure. Don't have a spare unit. So we'll just not bother. So the thing is, I legitimately will just kill you with chip damage. So at some point, you have to commit to the board. Then we're going to punish the life out of you. Okay. Happen eventually. Not one of these for the minute. God damn it. Yeah, you're not wrong, because I could have... Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, that's so tilting. In a good way, because I'm learning from it, but... Damn it! Okay. That's frustrating. %100% correct. Note, this is why Sonny is a much better player than I am. Nowadays, I don't think the heal's there. I don't think front formation as a win condition really has the legs anymore. But that is just personal opinion. Right. We suppress this. Deal 1 damage. 1 damage. Then we do this. Then we play this. For a card. It allows us to play this as well. Yeah, I just need to concentrate enough. I like... You are 100%. I 100% believe after my run earlier, if I rep in on a deck for long enough, I probably still could compete, but the big thing I learned from the first week of this season is how much I'm not interested anymore. And not in a bad way, like I've got all the respect in the world for the competitive scene and I really want to be involved in it and part of it, and if I ever got the opportunity to cast it, I'd 100% do that. But I'm too old for this. I'm also too tiltable. When it comes to little things, like I got very tilted by myself when I ran into Maudi the other day. Hey Ahmed, that one misplay, that was literally, I knew where I wanted to put the British unit, but this, hold this, put it in a place, but this, put it in a different place. That's such a tilting experience. I don't think we need to deny you draw just yet. You're not playing a 4-attack tank on turn 2. Now we're going to... But yeah, that is one thing that I don't think I could deal with competitively. The neurological, I think, would be too hard for me to be kind to myself over, if that makes sense. Okay, we're on our way. Don't think we needed to get aggressive there. Because No, now I can't. Oh, you're going to sack the column. Okay. That makes this an even better turn. damage. Nickel? Yeah. Fine. Yeah, I have had a lot of therapy. I have a long and storied reputation. Really quite unkind to myself. Doing. Oh, you're going to pull the old hares trick. Okay. So now we do a little bit of math. Right, hang on. Do I need to set anything up here? That dies, that dies. Everything's taken one. So, yeah, it's I was going to say, 2-2 into the pray for. And we're away. Rat-a-tat, boom. I could have Aradoed. Yes, I could have Aradoed. My maths let me down. Turns out our opponent didn't mind, but I could have Aradoed. To be fair, I did have to cut some of Sonny's cards to put the 2 copies of Crossfire in there. If anyone's interested, by the way, this is my... I probably shouldn't. Probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to anyway. We're comboing. I'm never gonna say that. I don't bullshit. Have you met me? Misplay's a misplay. But this, I'll share this in the Discord. Well, obviously. I will put this up in a sec. A quick bit of unexpected collab. I know I slapped the Burrado rather hard. Have I ever been number 1? No. 3 is as high as I've ever gotten on ladder, and my highest finish is still out of the top 100 because I was comfortably in the top 100 and then I made the mistake of going to sleep. And then I finished the season out of the top 100, which was one of the times that I reminded myself that it's just like, nah. The last time I would have been considered, I guess, on that level in a game would have been Vampire the Eternal Struggle? Would have been, I think, the last time that I would have been considered in that kind of a group. It's been a long, long time since I've been that good card game related, or in general in life, because I just don't have the focus. I am the eternal polymath. I want to learn lots of different things, a good enough level to get by at, and then different. And yeah, J King, full disclosure, it's such a he is. If nothing else, I have so much respect for the effort that he put into reaching out to players, many of whom aren't playing the game anymore, and the responses. And some of those responses I found quite positive and moving as well. It was nice to see some of the responses from players and the honesty about what they did, why they did it. No, so if you watch the video, the thing is, because of the way queuing works in this game, it's not actually colossally difficult. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I don't want to run the risk of losing anything in my hand. It's not that difficult for it to be quite likely that you will queue into someone, because if two of you have not played games, it's well worth watching the video for the details. But if two of you have not played games and have legitimately been at roughly the same elo and rank on ladder, the odds that you're going to go into each other because of the way matchmaking works are very high. It wouldn't be massively difficult to set up. Henry, how doing? I'm gonna lose this game. Can we afford? No, because there are many targets in hand, and one trade isn't a destroy or play. But yeah, that's the. If you watch the video, J King explains it really well. But because of the way the elo works, I hate that it procs off other units. I also completely forgot that it procs off other. There is a good reason for that. I can't talk about that. A2 1. Such. If it sticks around, if you do not answer it. Oh, I'm so happy for you, my friend. Oh, that's such good news. That gives me very happy vibes. Oh, it's okay. Can't help the fact that you're incredibly annoying. Probably. But huge congratulations, Henry. I'm delighted. We suppress you. Okay, do we just have a cup of tea? Yeah. We just have a cup of tea. We'll play a different game because I'm not caring. It does. My rank is irrelevant, so I need finding myself of that. Not playing out the unfun ending. I've only got a couple of games left in this stream. I'm going to enjoy them. Super congratulations! I love that positive things are happening in lives. It's always so good to see. And I know that you of all people are deserving of a lot of positive. I know you've been through a lot, and I really. Oh, we've played this guy before. I really, really appreciate that a positive thing has happened for you. I remember you. You're like Forlorn's favourite human. He is. Is the emote dude. Yeah. Hey. Yes, for real. Right there. And everything. No comment. Oh, that's a shame. But also a good thing, because you get to... It's a shame for those of us who want to watch you stream, and a very good thing otherwise. Not in any great rush. You can kill the Shibata regiment. I largely don't care. No, we save up. Gives us a better turn next. Yeah. Not what I was expecting, I am not gonna lie. Allegiance, it's just gotten some really good extra tools. Legions has just picked up a few really good extra tools. Tano's buff, but it's mostly the new intel stuff. I mean, the Tano buff's nice, but the new intel stuff has made a huge difference in the deck. Talking about the computer components. Ooh. Oh, but there's no good way to set it up. And bother. Bothering. Yeah, you might be able to buff it. Deck charges? That's legitimately fair. Good one. But hold the line. No, Smokescreen was never going to save him from that point. I just didn't have a second Marines onto it, and this I was expecting to happen. Like, there was the smoke screen had to be because they had a clear. Okay, I'm going to enjoy this moment more than I should. I am not sorry. I should be, but I'm not. And that is the happy moment on which I'm going to end my stream. Don't showboat, children, unless you know you've won. I know, Henry, but I also need rest, unfortunately. It's been a long day. I'll be on. I'm gonna start attempting to upload these to YouTube. Hopefully, this will go up to YouTube tomorrow. I will download it and upload the whole stream, and I've created a playlist, and hopefully I will upload all of my streams onto YouTube for people to go back and watch and crop things from and mock me with misplays and all sorts of other stuff in the future. It's been an absolute pleasure. In genuineness, thank you all for giving me a safe space. Like, life right now is not easy. I've ended a 20-year relationship. I am learning to live on my own with a disability, the need for installed technology and support, and people being paid to be around me so that I'm supported through the hours of the day, and other ways to do all of that stuff. Having a space like this, and a community like this, and Discord and everything else is huge, and I appreciate it. And I probably don't say that often enough, but I do. I appreciate every single one of you an enormous amount. I'm going to go and see if anyone's streaming before I get over emotional. I don't do emotion. Oh, we have the game over. The game over is in fact streaming. So, going to... exclamation. No, we need to... do we have... are you stored on... God. No. That's just... but we can still... I'm pretty sure this isn't an English language stream, but the game over always comes and says hello and wishes us a good stream, so we're going to go and do the same. Thank you all hugely. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch you next time I'm streaming. Or in the next video, or just in general.